Picture a boardroom in Stockholm. Not a flashy glass tower, but a somber, wood-paneled room. The year is 1856. A single decision is made, a new bank established. From that quiet moment, an influence would ripple outwards, steadily, patiently, to eventually touch nearly every aspect of Swedish life and economy. This isn't a story of overnight billionaires or celebrity moguls. This is the saga of a power so vast, so deeply entrenched, that its wielders remain almost entirely unknown to the wider world. This is the story of the Wallenberg family. Ask someone outside Northern Europe to name a powerful European family, and you'll likely hear Rothschild, Agnelli, or perhaps even a royal house. But the Wallenbergs? Seldom, if ever. Yet, their industrial empire, built over 6 generations, represents a collective market capitalization that dwarfs many European nations' GDPs. Their reach extends into global giants like Ericsson, AstraZeneca, Electrolux, ABB, and countless others. How can such immense power operate with such profound discretion? Our focus today isn't merely on immense wealth. It's on a specific, almost philosophical approach to power, esse non videre, to be, but not to seem. This motto encapsulates the Wallenberg strategy of stealth control. They don't seek headlines, they seek influence. They don't chase personal fortunes, they build institutional legacy. This isn't a generic rich list exposé. This is a deep dive into how a single bloodline engineered a system of foundations, holding companies, and board control to shape a nation for 150 years, all while remaining largely anonymous. Our story begins with André Oscar Wallenberg, a former naval officer and entrepreneur. In 1856, he founded Stockholm's Enskilda Bank, a pivotal institution that would become the cornerstone of his family's empire. André Oscar was a visionary who understood the symbiotic relationship between finance and industry. He didn't just lend money, he took stakes in companies, helping to build Sweden's industrial base during a period of rapid modernization. He saw potential where others saw risk, laying the groundwork for a multi-generational strategy. Unlike traditional bankers who merely provided capital, André Oscar and his successors actively engaged with their portfolio companies. They weren't passive investors, they were nation builders. This hands-on approach meant providing management expertise, strategic direction, and a long-term vision. This unique model allowed them to exert significant influence over the companies they backed, ensuring their survival and growth, effectively weaving the Wallenberg family directly into the fabric of Sweden's nascent industrial landscape. The bank became more than a lender, it was a launchpad. The early 20th century brought immense challenges, including the global economic turmoil of the Great Depression. Many industrial families saw their empires crumble. But the Wallenbergs, through shrewd management and a deeply diversified portfolio, not only weathered the storm but emerged stronger. They acquired distressed assets, consolidated industries, and made strategic investments that positioned them for post-crisis growth. This resilience wasn't accidental, it was a testament to their long-term, counter-cyclical investment philosophy. In 1916, a critical turning point occurred, the establishment of Investor AB. This wasn't just another holding company, it was designed to be the Wallenbergs' primary vehicle for industrial engagement and control. Facing new banking regulations that restricted direct bank ownership of industrial firms, the family ingeniously shifted their industrial holdings to Investor AB. This move solidified their control mechanism, making it more resilient and adaptable to changing legal landscapes. Investor AB became the beating heart of the Wallenberg sphere. The term Wallenberg sphere refers to the vast network of companies, both public and private, in which the family holds significant influence. This isn't just about owning shares, it's about active ownership and strategic board representation. Through Investor AB, and subsequently their foundations, they maintain controlling interests in firms that are cornerstones of the Swedish economy. From telecommunications to pharmaceuticals, engineering to home appliances, the sphere touches nearly every sector, creating a tightly integrated industrial ecosystem. Let's put the Wallenberg sphere's economic weight into perspective. Companies within their orbit collectively account for over 30% of Sweden's gross domestic product. That's nearly a third of an entire nation's economic output influenced by a single family. They employ hundreds of thousands of people globally. This isn't just a powerful family, it's an economic force multiplier, shaping national policy, driving innovation, and influencing global markets through its sheer scale and strategic depth. The roster of companies under the Wallenberg umbrella reads like a who's who of global industry. Ericsson, the telecommunications giant; Electrolux, a world leader in home appliances; ABB, a pioneering force in robotics and automation; AstraZeneca, one of the largest pharmaceutical companies; Atlas Copco, specializing in industrial tools and equipment; and SEB, one of Scandinavia's leading banks. These aren't just investments, they are strategic holdings, carefully nurtured and guided over decades to achieve global dominance in their respective fields. The Wallenbergs' influence is most keenly felt in the boardrooms of these corporations. Rather than simply owning shares, they place trusted family members or close associates on the boards of directors, often in key chairman roles. This ensures alignment with the family's long-term vision and values. It's a structure that prioritizes stability, patient growth, and strategic continuity over short-term quarterly gains. This direct involvement is a hallmark of their active ownership model. Perhaps the most ingenious aspect of the Wallenberg control structure lies in their extensive network of charitable foundations. The Knut and Alice Wallenberg Foundation, for instance, is one of the largest private research funders in Europe. Critically, these foundations don't just give money away, they also hold significant voting shares in Investor AB and other Wallenberg-controlled companies. This structure provides a dual benefit: philanthropy that supports Swedish society and a robust, almost unassailable, mechanism for retaining family control. The combined assets under management by the Wallenberg Foundations are staggering. While exact figures fluctuate, they consistently rank among the wealthiest philanthropic entities globally, often exceeding $70 billion. This capital is not only deployed for scientific research and education but also represents a substantial block of voting power within the Wallenberg sphere. It's a self-perpetuating cycle of wealth creation and societal contribution, all while anchoring family control for generations to come. The use of foundations is a masterstroke in wealth preservation and control. Unlike personal fortunes that can be diluted by inheritance taxes or distributed among numerous heirs, foundation assets are legally distinct and perpetual. They are managed by trustees, often Wallenberg family members, ensuring that the family's long-term vision is maintained across generations. This legal framework makes their control virtually immune to external takeovers or internal family squabbles, solidifying their grip for centuries. The family's motto, Esse non videre, is not just a slogan, it's a guiding principle. Wallenberg family members typically shun public attention, rarely giving interviews or seeking personal accolades. Their names are not plastered on buildings, nor do they live extravagant, public lifestyles often associated with immense wealth. Their focus is on the work, the companies, and the long-term health of the Swedish economy. This discretion is a deliberate strategy to maintain influence without inviting scrutiny or public resentment. The transition of power across generations is a critical challenge for any dynasty. The Wallenbergs have mastered it. Each generation is rigorously prepared for stewardship, often starting at entry-level positions within their own companies or venturing out to gain diverse experience before returning to the fold. There is a strong emphasis on duty, responsibility, and the long-term legacy of the family's enterprise. This isn't inherited privilege without expectation, it's inherited responsibility with intense training. The late 20th and early 21st centuries saw the torch pass to the fifth generation, notably Marcus and Peter Wallenberg Jr. They navigated the family empire through periods of intense globalization and technological disruption. Marcus Wallenberg, for example, has chaired Investor AB and Electrolux, playing a crucial role in modernizing these giants. Peter Wallenberg Jr. currently chairs the Knut and Alice Wallenberg Foundation, demonstrating the enduring connection between family leadership and philanthropic control. Even a deeply traditional family like the Wallenbergs must adapt. In recent decades, Investor AB has shifted its strategy to include a significant focus on private equity and venture capital through entities like EQT Partners. This move allows them to capitalize on emerging technologies and high-growth sectors, ensuring the Wallenberg sphere remains relevant and dynamic in a rapidly changing global economy. They are not just preserving old industries, they are actively building new ones, albeit with the same discreet approach. While deeply Swedish, the Wallenberg sphere is profoundly global. Ericsson's telecommunications infrastructure spans continents, AstraZeneca's pharmaceuticals reach patients worldwide, ABB's robotics transform factories across Asia, Europe, and America. This global footprint amplifies their influence far beyond Sweden's borders. They represent a unique model of national industrial development that seamlessly transitioned into global corporate power, all while retaining their distinctive, low-profile operational style. The Wallenbergs' impact on Sweden is undeniable. Their companies are major employers, innovators, and exporters. The foundations pour billions into research, education, and cultural initiatives, supporting everything from medical breakthroughs to basic sciences. This philanthropic aspect is crucial to their legitimacy and public acceptance within Sweden. It fosters a sense that the family's vast wealth and power are wielded not just for profit, but for the collective good of the nation. Despite their philanthropic efforts, the Wallenberg family's immense power isn't without its critics. Concerns are occasionally raised about the concentration of economic power in the hands of a single, unelected family. Questions about corporate democracy, potential conflicts of interest, and the sheer scale of their influence are debated, albeit quietly, within Swedish academic and political circles. Is such pervasive, generations-long control truly compatible with modern democratic principles? Let's compare the Wallenberg model to other forms of corporate ownership. In many countries, publicly traded companies are subject to activist investors, quarterly earnings pressure, and the whims of market sentiment. The Wallenberg model, through its foundation and holding company structure, offers a unique alternative. It prioritizes stability, long-term strategic vision, and patient capital, allowing companies to weather economic cycles and invest in innovation without fear of immediate market backlash. The Wallenberg's deliberate discretion serves multiple purposes. It avoids the spotlight that often attracts hostile takeovers or political interference. It allows them to make long-term decisions without the constant pressure of public opinion or media scrutiny. Furthermore, it cultivates an image of dedicated, quiet service to the nation, rather than self-aggrandizement. This invisible hand approach has proven incredibly effective in maintaining control and fostering growth over centuries. As the 21st century progresses, the sixth generation of Wallenbergs is now entering the fray. Frederick Wallenberg and Jacob Wallenberg are among those poised to continue the family's legacy. They inherit an empire that is vast, complex, and deeply ingrained in the global economy. Their challenge will be to balance tradition with innovation, maintaining the family's core values and long-term vision while navigating new geopolitical and technological landscapes. The torch is passed, the strategy endures. To understand their enduring power, we must distill the Wallenberg way into its core principles. It's a blend of patient capital, active ownership, robust governance through foundations, and a relentless focus on long-term value creation. They think in terms of decades, not quarters. They prioritize industrial development over financial speculation. This approach, honed over 150 years, has allowed them to build a resilient, adaptable, and immensely powerful empire that stands apart from typical corporate structures. The Wallenberg family's legacy is not just one of wealth accumulation, but of nation building. They have been instrumental in transforming Sweden from an agrarian society into a modern, industrialized, and innovation-driven economy. Their influence is so pervasive, yet so understated, that it feels almost like a natural force within the country. They are a testament to the power of sustained, strategic foresight and the quiet, persistent application of economic influence. Why has such a powerful family remained so effectively under the radar? It's a combination of cultural factors, a deliberate choice of lifestyle, and the ingenious structure of their power. In Sweden, a culture of modesty and consensus often frowns upon overt displays of wealth. The family, understanding this, adopted esse non videre. Their control through foundations and board seats, rather than direct personal ownership of vast public shares, also masks the true extent of their collective empire. While both the Wallenbergs and the Rothschilds are financial dynasties, their approaches diverge significantly. The Rothschilds, for centuries, were prominent in international finance and state lending, often operating publicly and facing both admiration and scrutiny. The Wallenbergs, however, rooted their power in industrial development and long-term domestic corporate control, deliberately maintaining a lower profile, focusing on operational influence rather than grand financial maneuvers. The Wallenbergs play the longest game in business. Their strategy isn't about quarterly reports or the next big IPO, it's about the next century, the next generation. This mindset allows them to make investments that might not pay off for decades, or to support fundamental research that could transform industries years down the line. It's a stark contrast to the often frenetic pace of modern capitalism, demonstrating the power of patient, strategic capital when wielded with generational foresight. Even after 150 years, the Wallenberg family maintains an air of mystery. Their power is palpable in Sweden, yet almost imperceptible globally. This paradoxical existence is their most remarkable achievement. It challenges our assumptions about how power is accumulated, maintained, and exercised in the modern world. They are a living testament to the fact that true influence often prefers the shadows, rather than the glare of the spotlight. Could the Wallenberg model be replicated? Their unique combination of historical timing, cultural context, and an unwavering commitment to a specific strategy would be difficult to duplicate. However, their story offers valuable lessons for any family or institution seeking to build enduring power, prioritize long-term vision, diversify risk through broad industrial holdings, embed control through institutional structures like foundations, and embrace discretion over fleeting celebrity. To fully grasp their omnipresence, consider these figures. The Wallenberg-controlled investor AB has an equity portfolio worth over $40 billion. The combined market capitalization of companies within their direct sphere of influence exceeds $350 billion. And the network of foundations alone provides billions in annual funding for research. This isn't just significant, it's systemic, underpinning vast segments of the global economy through Swedish innovation and industry. Yet, their power extends beyond mere financial statistics. It's in the quiet conversations that shape industrial policy, the strategic appointments to key global organizations, and the consistent advocacy for long-term national interests on the international stage. It's the soft power of an institution that has proven its dedication to progress, stability, and innovation over more than a century and a half. This trust, earned over generations, is perhaps their most invaluable asset. As we conclude our deep dive, the Wallenberg family remains an anomaly. A titan of industry, a pillar of philanthropy, and a master of discretion. They've built an empire that defies conventional understanding, operating with a quiet strength that has defined an entire nation. Their story isn't just about wealth, it's about the profound, often unseen, mechanisms of generational power that continue to shape our world. The name you've likely never heard is the name that continues to move mountains. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the hidden world of Europe's most powerful family. If this deep dive into stealth power and generational influence fascinated you, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more untold stories of the world's wealth dynasties. Your support helps us uncover the narratives that shape our history and our future. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What other hidden dynasties should we explore?